Auto planners, let's get right into it. So it's another review, another check-in, and by the looks of it, another brilliant top results check-in. So I'm going to grab the phone straight away. Got it all loaded, ready to go. 166 comments to get through, so we'll try and do it nice, quick, without boring everyone and repeating the same old stuff. I just want to remind people as well that a lot of the things that people are obsessing about and focusing on are not really what creates the results. What creates the results, and we know this, is consistency. So doing the same things week in, week out, and chipping away at those small little differences, that's what adds up and creates the bigger picture. When you see the people who have been here in the Auto Planner support group for a long time and you see their charts and it's a long downhill slope, each one of those weeks is a little bit chipped off to the bigger picture. Now, when you see it and they're like 20, 30 kilo down and you're like, I want that, you know you've got to put in the weeks before as well. So if you've had a bad week and your weight has gone up or your weight has maintained and you've not been happy about it and you've hid away, that is one of the quickest ways where you will fail, because you hide away and then you hide away and then you give it up and you quit. When you do that, you're only quitting on yourself. We're here to help you. We don't care if you have a gain. We're here to get you back on track when you do. This support group is based upon keeping people on track when they want to steer away or they're having a bad day or they've had a bad week. And that's where you get results, because turning back round ain't ever going to get you. It's going to put you where you were or worse, and you'll just feel worse than you did when you started. So don't bury your head in the sand. Get in the group, leave a check-in, good or bad. This is where it's at. We'll normally have a solution or an answer or a suggestion or something that you can do to mix it up and make it better again. Anyway, so let's get right into it. First off, starting through the door, Ollie Hoff-Welpton on the dot of the post going live in the group. So straight in there, another half a kilo down. Had a difficult week, but sticking to what I'm eating has helped me keep an aspect of control through it all, helping my head massively. Brilliant, mate. Another half kilo off. On Ollie's check-in, obviously we're getting to the stage now where he's looking leaner and leaner and leaner. Every time he hits a pose, everything's starting to show through, so his delts are popping. There's not a lot I will say about Ollie. We do one-to-one, so any issues or any concerns or any celebrations we do in private pretty much, but this group is here and he obviously keeps himself accountable using the group like the rest of you. Well done, Ollie. Ashley Conlin, another 1 kg loss. That's brilliant. Yeah, I think I've said it in the group already, but I'm sure I'll make a note now. That's a certificate, so we'll get that out to you after the video goes live. Not live, but on YouTube. I was actually trying to go live in the group instead of filming. I thought it'd be a nice way to get everyone in the chat and go live, but for some reason I couldn't find it on the MacBook. I could only find it on my phone, so I'll have a look later for another opportunity next week or the week after. Congratulations, Ashley, nice work. As you're already seeing, what I said at the start of the video, the consistency now, just keeping it going week on, week out, and the results will just keep coming, keep chipping away. Fantastic. Next up, Chris Lockham. Oh, £3 loss this week after staying the same the last couple of weeks. Yeah, perfect, mate. Brilliant. I don't know if you've changed anything up based upon the advice last week, but either way, nice work, mate. You had 3 at the same sort of weight, and then prior to that you was at similar at 132 as well. But coupled with the big losses, everything's in play. You're in the right spot. I think it looks bang on. Yeah, I don't know. Did you change anything from what we advised last week, or did you just jump in and keep doing what you were doing? I'd like to know a little bit more about that, mate. Sophie Lockham stayed the same this week. That's okay though. Had a couple of big drops previously. Stayed within my calories. Still moving towards my small goal of 2 stone. 2 stone's a big goal, mate. Don't downplay that. That's a big goal. Like, I've never got this far dieting before, and I'm so happy and proud that I'm sticking to it and getting closer each week to my goals. Yeah, it was bound to happen at some point. You've had consistent down hills, drops, and then you've had your 2 spikes where you had, I think it was a wedding and a holiday, which we knew what to expect, and like we said, that'll come straight off. I would assume now, as long as you remain within your calories over the next couple of days, next couple of weeks even, we'll see it drop further down. I don't know how far off your 2 stone you are. Obviously, we're in kilos, so it'll take me too long for this video to work it out. But let's keep working towards it, mate. Next up, Kirsty Grimble. Finally, a decent weekly drop for me now. I've switched up my macros and got in more miles. Very happy, celebrated with a run. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, it's a big drop off that. Well deserved as well, mate. Good to see you've got your head in the game. If you found what's working for you, so I think I saw a comment that you've started fine-tuning your macros a little bit. That's brilliant. Nice work. Obviously, we don't suggest that to everyone. It depends on the stage of understanding and everything where they are. Because if we start telling everyone to jump straight in, get the calories bang on, get the fibre bang on, get the protein bang on, we start seeing people get overwhelmed. So right away, we know that a calorie deficit, so calories control your weight no matter what. Obviously, the protein improves it, so your thermic effect of feeding, and obviously satiety index and everything of protein. So having your protein fine-tuned is definitely going to show you a benefit. So well done, mate. Buzzing. Right, so Laura Dora Howe, 0.4 kilo loss. Happy. Might be steady, but it's still a loss. People stop saying this. 0.4 kilo is a big loss. Anything, even a 0.1 kilo is a big loss. Like anything is worth celebrating. So yours has come right down from 98 kilos and we're below. So it looks like 95.4 kilos now. So yeah, buzzing for you, mate. And I know how much this has been a complete overhaul of your thought processes. To see something now where you can have foods that you never thought you could have. A simple way of just tracking your calories, and it's changed everything for you. So yeah, keep it up, mate. Justin Setterfield. Sorry, got dust everywhere because the builders are in my house, so dry cough. Bit of a shite week for me, many stresses. However, even with some crap days eating and not a lot of training, I've still dropped 0.4 kilo. Yeah, nice work, mate. So you've already said shite week, a couple of shite days of eating in your week and not a lot of training. Obviously, you already know what might, 0.4 is worth celebrating. I'm not talking it down, but you sound in that message that you were shocked. So you already know what you can do there to improve it next week and the week on if you get opportunities. Congratulations. Nick Wilkes. Teeny tiny little increase this week, so I'm taking it as a maintain. Been away most of the week, living my best life in my tent. Happy with my results. Time away has definitely given me a chance to reflect on how far I've come and how far I still want to take this. 100% back to it now. I can't wait to see what we achieve over the next year. Time to find the bodybuilder in me. Now, that's a little seed planted for people who don't know what's going on. I don't, to be fair, actually know what's fully going on because we discussed a few things and obviously Nick went on 2 holidays back to back. But like we said, we expected the weight. I said in the last video, if you were going away, we'd expect to see this. So nothing out of the ordinary. I know full well a solid week will put you back to where you were. Jenny Palmer, a 1.8 kg loss this week. Feeling amazing. Off on holiday on Tuesday, but I'm not panicking. Sensible choices mixed with lots of sunshine and 100% back to it when I'm back. Right, one thing I'll say, like I say to everyone, enjoy your holiday. Do not worry about your diet. Do not worry about anything because you have a solution that is working very, very, very well for you. You've come a long way. So just prepare yourself. I'll say what I've said to others before. If you do not feel like seeing the scales rise will be beneficial to your mindset, take 2 weeks out of weighing yourself and just focus on the nutrition side and getting back into the swing of it after your holiday with no pressure with the scales, no pressure of a check-in. Leave your weight for 2 weeks, don't check in, and then in 2 weeks' time after your holiday, then check in. Because when you see the scales rise, if you are not psychologically prepared, if you're not in a strong place and you feel like you've ruined things, it can contribute to feeling like you failed. We don't want that. Your water failed, obviously weight always goes up the second you start eating different foods. is a little bit over your maintenance. It's not body fat. We know this, but people do panic when they see it. So if it's gonna upset you and it's gonna trigger you and it's gonna throw you off the mindset and the drive that you've got now, I would recommend giving 2 weeks off. Dane Taylor, a 0.1 kilo loss. Yeah, I think yeah, you were surprised to see that. 4 decent sessions in the gym and feel far more pumped than last week. Bring on the next week. Nice work, mate. Yeah, so I think you was expecting a small gain or at least a maintain this week. So to see it come down again. The only thing I would say is please don't take that as a confirmation that you can eat the way you have been and things will be okay. If you know that you've been away and you've eaten more than you normally would, if you continue that after, you can quickly undo things and see it go the wrong way. So if you're focused right now, please keep that and keep it locked in and we'll continue going down. I'd love to see you break through into the 70s. And we'll see a completely different day than sort of numbers. So yeah, well done, mate. Where were we? Sorry, I've clicked up. Natalie Spence Godney, 0.8 kg down. See, we're seeing down and down and down. We're getting all wins this week, guys, and it's brilliant. And again, I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't care what you say, where you've come from, who you've used, whatever. This group is second to none. The support that people give each other. Like, I don't even get to reply quick enough. The other people in the group have already replied with supportive messages to each other. I see like 5 love hearts on the comment before I've even had a chance to reply. And I love it, honestly. We've created something here that is, like, honestly, the second to none. So, back to where I was. 0.8 kg down. Expected a gain as we're away for a few days. Then been non-stop. Hang on. Someone's messaging me right now. Measurements have stayed the same apart from 1 centimetre in my thighs, so hoping to keep on it. Measurements go down once I've rested. Got a hectic week coming, mostly with a wedding. So just obviously calorie bank where you can. If you can bank your calories for the wedding, obviously you will remain in control completely. Just, like be ahead of yourself. So if you know that the wedding's on Saturday, Thursday, Friday, whatever it is, get them calories banked ahead. Shave them off here, shave them off after if you need to. But congratulations, 0.8 kg is brilliant. Billy Johnson, 0.4 kgs up this week. I know I haven't been very active at all. Had a few late night accidents when bored, but I've had a word with myself to be better this week. 23 kgs down in total. Yeah, the distance that you've come now with your weight loss, obviously your hunger levels do start actually getting the better of you. This is where you do start needing to be more aware of what you're doing. If the food is creeping in, if you need snacks, try and leave yourself some calories for those kind of things. So if it means having a slightly smaller meal earlier on or smaller breakfast, so you've left like 200 or 300 calories. And that you know that you're likely to snack because you're enjoying snacking and it's happening, at least leaving yourself those 300 calories means you're going to do damage limitation. But yeah, Kirsty Crawford, an 0.8 kg loss for me this week. It's been the most stressful week to date for me, but I've still remained on plan and accountable. I've bought 2 size medium dresses expecting for them not to fit, but when I got home they do. I wore one for my event on Thursday and I was giving boss bitch vibes, if I do say so myself. All in all, I think it's been a great week really, even if I've not been in the best place mentally. I have sucked at doing the workouts because of the time element, but I've been okay with this and just made sure I've walked where I can and been to my personal training session. I can see my strength is improving. Going to add my measurements chart too, as there have been some definite changes on there. Let's go team, good luck for the week ahead, whatever challenges you're facing. So even when you had a stressful week, and I know what was going on with you, obviously we've been back and forward with messages the last few days, you have managed to succeed. So if you've got a relatively normal week, there is nothing now, no, I don't mean excuse in an offensive way, but there's nothing holding you back. If you can do that on your worst weeks, imagine what you're capable on your best weeks. So power on, mate. Power on. Your photos are showing a huge transformation already. Your numbers are just coming down nicely every single week. Well done, mate. It's honestly brilliant. And you're very supportive in the community. Obviously, you're one of the first people to comment on people's posts. And anytime you see anyone struggling, whatever, you're first in there. So, nice work. Hannah Barley, happy with my 1 kg loss. Well done, everyone. I've managed to get a little bit lower. So, you've been away, I think, once or twice. A new low as soon as you return. Now, this is a reassuring little moment for you. I want you to look at that and realise that when you saw 2 climbs, so 2 increases, I know from the kind of person you are, there'll have been a little bit of panic settling in, a little bit of like, this isn't working for me or whatever. And then to come straight back with a new low like that, that's a reminder for everyone in the group, not just you, that when you see again and again, it doesn't mean that's it now, it's game over and it's just climbing back up to your starting weight. Weight is just not normally a straight down line. I know there's a few people in the group obviously making me look like I'm lying, but usually it's not a linear process and you do see climbs and drops here and there. When you zoom out on this chart in a year's time or whatever, you won't even see that. But right now it seems like a significant up and down, but it will just be a little point of data, a little wiggle on your long line chart. Congratulations, mate, especially for going for a new low. Rachel Trousdale, a small increase this week. Work got in the way and I only managed the gym once. Made sure I got in works most lunchtime, so that's better than nothing. I'd appreciate some ideas for quick, satisfying, prepare ahead lunches, as I haven't been very organised and I tend to eat shit because I've not got my act together and then it spirals. Mate, I'm old school. I'm just sandwich crisps and an apple for me. I'm the same all of the time. I know what's in it. It's easy to make. It takes 2 seconds if I need to. But a lot of people prefer more complex meals. But just, anything like a chili. You can put ping a chili in the microwave and it's done. Well, there's loads of stuff. Anyway, I hope people have got back to you. I can't read all the comments. But don't worry about it, mate. Just, honestly, if things, I think for the couple of weeks you've had a bit of a rough time of work and everything going on outside, if you need to, just swap to a maintenance and get through the period that you're having. Don't try and dig yourself into a hole, get yourself worked up, stressed. Obviously, being in a diet is hard work. It's stressful and, everything works against you. If you need a better clarity and you need to have all the focus and you don't need to be worrying about this, switch to a maintenance and enjoy the extra calories. Expect a slight increase, nothing drastic, but just a slight increase, and settle around this weight until you're ready to go and your job and everything's back in place. Don't try and struggle through a struggling situation because it's too bad and it just makes things harder. But if you feel better now, because obviously by the way that reads, that sounds like you're ready to go again, then go. But don't put yourself in a bad place trying to do the situations at home and the situations at work and the situations with your diet. Anna Jones, I think, let me just make sure I haven't skipped anyone because I was scrolling while talking. Anna Jones, a 0.4 kg loss for me this week. It's been a crazy busy week for me as we went away again, so I'm happy with the loss. Obviously I can't even remember the increase from last week, so did you check in last week? I'm not sure. But yeah, nice one, getting it back in. Obviously, you have some very, very good meals. You know full well that the tracking really does help you and the results that you've seen. So just try and dial it in a little bit, just to make sure that you don't wobble off now. And if you have another solid week where everything is bang on, we'll see a new low on that chart. But congratulations on your loss. John Constable, buongiorno. 0.1 kg dropped this week, which is absolutely spot on, really. Gym performance is still pretty good all round, so just keep pushing on it each week. So, again, like I say every week, the losses that you see from John and sometimes Ollie's have been bigger the last couple of weeks, but the losses that they see are much smaller than yours, and they are celebrating every single loss. So, and these guys are taking the condition to stage to be judged in front of hundreds of people. and they're celebrating a 0.1 kg loss. So when you say, I've only lost 0.8 kg this week, that's 8 times what John has lost this week, and he's celebrating because he knows he's getting closer and closer. Going back to the very start of this video where I literally tell everyone, about consistency being what leads to the results, these guys are perfect examples of it. Congratulations, John. Right, now is a moment in time. Right now is where I'm going to do my usual, and I'm going to ask you please to take a moment to go and like this video on YouTube. We do not gain a penny from YouTube, but we would like to build our audience, because all of our social media, if we can reach one other person who comes and joins us and benefits from the services that we offer, then it has all been worthwhile. It doesn't cost you a penny to go press like on the YouTube video now. Leave us a comment saying, thanks Martin, really appreciate the video, or thanks for the check-in, or go team, something like that. Just leave a comment and leave a like, and then if you are not already subscribed to us, please hit subscribe. Each one of these builds up our YouTube videos, and one day we might monetize from them, I don't know, but if we get seen by an audience that isn't in the group, who wonder what on earth I am waffling on about for nearly an hour, and they want in on the action, then we've all done our part to reach a wider audience. And obviously this takes a lot of time. Like I said, it's an hour reading through the messages, making sure that the advice I give you is beneficial to you, making sure we keep the support in the group. So please, right now, go do it. I'm going to give you a second. Better have done it. I will be upset if you haven't done it. Anyway, right, hopefully you've done it. Hopefully you've pressed like. And I really appreciate it for those who have. Just a second of your time, and we're back into the video. So let's go. Emma Mills, welcome to the group, by the way. 3 kg loss, blown away considering I only started on Wednesday. Holiday weight is nicely falling off. Got a festival next weekend, so we'll see what 3 to 4 days of roughing it does. Like I say, welcome to the group, Emma. I saw a post at the start, and I think we spoke previously before you joined, where you're using another tracking device. Tracking device, that sounds a bit weird. Another app for tracking. But also I see that your chart is on the autoplanner, so that's really, really good to see. And I saw that you put some weight on a holiday. So like I would say with any of these guys, that's to be expected. Your holiday's there to have fun, to make the most of it. These are memories, and you don't want to worry or ruin your holiday by thinking, I can't eat that. Being sensible and having smart choice is always a good thing, but not always the best thing. So, and the weight does shock you. You come back and you go, wow, how have I put 10 kilos on? But it comes off just as quick, because the majority of it is just water weight from additional carbohydrates and salt and stuff like that in your food. So you'll see that drop off really, really quick, mate. But congratulations on a 3 kilo drop. You've done fantastic as well. So I'm not going to try and claim you to be a success story of ours, but your results are phenomenal, and you should be very proud of what you achieved. And it's a pleasure to have you in here with the rest of the group. So yeah, brilliant. Victoria Isabel, 0.9 kg down, that's fantastic. Feeling really good and positive, starting to see a difference in my body and mindset. This app has definitely given me a better understanding of food, and now I am obsessed with checking calories. I didn't realise how much I was overeating by eating such a small amount of crap before. Yeah, that's one of the beauties of it. Just getting the numbers in front of you and starting to see, like, I don't know what you were having, but for me, like cheese. I was speaking to a client today, but at the basic end, so they didn't really understand how they could cut calories out. So I can teach people a way where they don't need to use the app as such, because some people are overwhelmed by using obsessively tracking. So we do what they call low hanging fruit, and we just tidy certain of their existing foods up, and this was cheese, and we was on about it, and they were having like 80 grams of cheese on something, and I said, did you know if we just had 65 grams, we'd remove like all of these calories, and you'd still be able to have cheese on your food? And they were blown away, like, what? So yeah, you start noticing little things, oils and stuff. But yeah, congratulations, mate. That's fantastic. A big achievement, a big loss, and it's nice consecutive losses as well. I know you were very quiet when you come into the group, and obviously we message you and we try and pull you into the group and make you feel welcome. So I hope you do feel welcome, and it's a pleasure to have you with us as well. Sophie Chapman, right? Let me get my glasses on. Forgot to check in last week as I was at a wedding, but still logged. Decided to stay in a calorie deficit until I get chance to try on my wedding dress again. Good shout. I have lost another stone. I thought you meant now. I have lost another stone since I last tried it on, so I'm secretly praying it doesn't feel as snug as it did. So how it's looking, then see how it's looking, and go from there. We also go away in 2 weeks, so being mindful that it might be best to get that out the way first. Been doing it for that long now, and for the last 3 weeks I have tracked Monday to Friday, but lowered my calories each day, which means when it comes to Saturday and Sunday, I can eat and drink guilt free. So that's like calorie banking. And the scales are still dropping. I'm now lighter than before I got pregnant, which is a massive win for me. Brilliant, mate. Obviously, your post over the last few days was massive for us. I really do appreciate it when people tag us in a post publicly, on their own profile and tag us. And I didn't provoke that. I didn't say, Sophie, go do this. You did that off your own back and said some very kind words. So it's a job where we get really emotionally invested. We're part of the journey with you, and when people say nice things, we get satisfaction out of helping people. I win when you win, so I feel your progress, and I really, really do get emotional about it as well. And then when people say nice things on top, it is like a nice feeling. So well done, mate. Very proud of what you've achieved. As I've said before, you just took to it. No excuses, no back and forth or anything. You was like, right, that's what I got to do. Cool, I'll go do it. Straight on, bang, every week. And then obviously, even when there's a problem, it's like, Mike, how do I do this? Oh, Sophie, just press this button. Cool, cheers. But back on with it. Yep. So next up, Zoe Toyne. Good to see you, mate. I did say on the last video we hadn't seen you. I thought you disappeared. Up 0.5 this week, had a completely feral week last week, away twice and had a great time. That's perfect, mate. That's how it should be. That's how life is. So you've had a little bit of gain on the back of that, and trust me, straight in, get 2 consistent weeks. Now you'll be further down than you were. It'll just come back off, and it's a really nice reward for people when they've been away, and then the panic, and then they do back on track, because as soon as you get just back to your routine, get your phone back out and start doing those little bits, the sooner it comes straight back off, and you're like, oh, what was I worried about? So trust me, get a couple of weeks in the bag and you'll be buzzing again. But yeah, it's good to see you, mate. If you ever have gains, please don't hide away. Please don't feel like you can't talk to us. This is not judgmental group whatsoever. Like, I can only help and advise based upon the information you give me in this group. So if you hide away from a check-in, not you, but anyone, then I obviously can't give you advice. I can't give you support. Next up, Bethany Smith, sorry. First check-in after missing 2 weeks due to my holiday. 1.4 kg down, taking my total to a 16.7 kg. I am now under 17 stone. Martin, you are a magician and I applaud you. Well done to you all, and good luck next week. I hope it's a good one. Yeah, brilliant, Beth. Again, going back to the example of the 2 weeks, Beth was one that, after a quick back and forwards in the inbox, I established just through communication that I believed a spike on the chart might send Beth onto a bad mindset that wouldn't be beneficial to her. So I just said, take the time out, do what you need to do behind the scenes, but don't get on them scales and don't track, because it'll work against you. And that's an important part of coaching that people don't realise. We're paying attention to everything, who you are, how you speak to us, the things that you say, everything is noted. And obviously it fries my brain remembering everything. But when we feel like it would be beneficial or non-beneficial to do a certain thing, when we give you your personal advice like this, it doesn't mean it's the same for everyone. No, not everyone is the same at all, but this for me confirms we made the right choice. And it's really, really good to see, mate. Congratulations, and I bet you're over the moon, and so you should be. Stacey K, 0.6 kg loss. How many losses? This is loss. I am loving it. Happy with this, as I was away last weekend. Although I got more steps in, I have been over my calorie deficit a few days. Now, there's a video in the group where being over your calorie deficit a few days doesn't mean anything. You're still in a deficit if you was under on the rest of the days. If you haven't seen that video and you want to see that video, leave me in the group. Leave a tag for me in the group, and I'll tag you in the video or whatever. But congratulations, mate. Yeah. 0.6 kg, and if you're back from your holidays now, straight back into it, get your phone out, start tracking everything like you were, continue exactly what you were doing, because you've been doing amazing since the second you joined the group. And I know you joined out of nowhere as well. You came in from, I think you'd seen a post on Scunny Buy and Sell, I think, from someone. And then you jumped in and you jumped straight on the app without even knowing what we were about. And from there, just downhill. And I'm very proud of you. Andy Smith. Well, after being away for 2 weeks, taking my advice, I didn't worry about what I was eating, just enjoyed myself. But being first way in for that time, had a little loss, nothing to shout about compared to a lot of you guys. Everything is to shout about, Andy, mate. To come off holiday and have a loss, buzzing, mate. Nice work. I'm also itching to get this challenge out the way so we can mix things up and start putting you on the game train. But, you know, that's to come. We've got to speak to John, got to speak to you, get a group chat set up and see if you can afford John's training plan. I know he will do you a special price because you're in this group and it'll be beneficial to you. I think you're ready for that. I know what you want to achieve. I think it's an important part. I can't build you that, but John is a master when it comes to it. So we create a group chat when you're ready. If you want to go for it, get a price from John. We'll build it, and then we'll turn your scale. But you got to be prepared to see that going up as well. But anyway, let's go on. Mark Toyn, 0.6 up. Not unexpected. I have not worked it hard enough this week. Remember, calories always. We can fine tune the rest, but don't look at it like your gym efforts are what reflect on the chart. It's always your calories. So if we can get you back under on them calories for a few weeks, mate, I would see this drop down really quickly. 2 solid weeks, 3 solid weeks in the bag of just being at your numbers. Still enjoy them foods, still enjoy this, I don't know what you enjoy, but like crisps and chocolate, your numbers must be relatively high at the body weight that you are. So if you get in just below your numbers or bang on your numbers, we will see this fall off, mate. Trust me on this. But it needs you to dial it in, needs you to be responsible, needs you to be accountable. Get that app out of your phone and just bang in 300 calories when you've eaten whatever, and just stick to your numbers and say no when you've reached the max. Don't start eating things and not logging it because you forget about them and you guess and you think, oh, I'm all right, I can only be close enough. And it's those calories that actually ruin everything. But I know full well, like, your numbers will be relatively high, so if you just dial it in a little bit more, mate, we'll see it fly off. Joanne Snedden-Egger, good morning, team. Well, there's been centimetres lost all over this week and a 0.5 kg down. I'm really pleased as I see my body shape is changing. Yeah, your body shape is changing. Obviously, again, I hate this because I want to keep you involved and I want to keep the group involved and seeing what we do with the one-to-ones. But Jo is achieving what she felt was impossible. And I know over the duration that we're working together, this will continue. I've set a little bit of a little tester for Jo the next week. I know she's ready for it, and she knows she's ready for it. And we're going to see what we bring out of them the next check-in. But we won't say no more. Got a one-to-one on Monday booked in, so yeah. Victoria Louise, Oh, by the way, congratulations, Joe. Victoria Louise, no way in for me, just measurements this week as we are still camping. The past few weeks have been stressful and usually means I give up, but not this time. I am grateful for the group and proud of myself. Another one, yeah, I'm glad you give a shout to the group because I am so grateful for this group. There's stuff that's been repeated in the comments from each and every one of you to other members of the group that I've said previously that now you are aware of. So we're creating a group of people who are aware of changes and things that happen in other users and now giving correct information in the group. So that on its own is so beneficial that we're actually creating a group of people that are giving correct information out. Instead of like when I go in some other calorie groups, honestly, some of the stuff that I see, someone said, has anyone else noticed they're losing weight because they've took coffee out of the diet? And I was like, what? There's loads of people jumping on this, giving them all this, blah 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 blah. And like, I just wanted to say, if you've just removed coffee from your diet and you're losing weight, but you worked before, that means you were probably just at your maintenance before, and you've removed 3 or 4 coffees in your day out of your diet. You've removed 240 calories a day from your coffees, depending on how you add them. You just created a calorie deficit where you was at your maintenance before, but people are like, yeah, caffeine was holding me back, and you think, have none of you looked into stuff? Anyway, not to get into it. Where was I? So, no way in for me, just measurements this week as we're still camping. The past few weeks, I've read it already, I'm sorry for repeating myself. Let's have a look. Yeah, measurements are looking good, mate. Brilliant. Just enjoy your time away. Make sure you just keep popping in the group, you know, interacting with comments and feeling like you're still part of the community while you're away and everything. And then just as soon as you're back, get your phone out, carry on as you were. Weight the same, Nikki Coggan, weight the same this week, measurements moved slightly. I'm happy with my mindset difference. I've looked at why. Finished nights this morning, so only just got up. Sleep's been shocking. Lots going round in my head. Extra little bits of food sneaking in and possibly not tracked. Shocked face. And seem to have been super busy this week. Now, that's just when life gets... I'm going to have a sip. It's when life gets heavy. Things like that do tend to slip. But it's important that you remember that this is what you wanted. So you came to us, you joined. We give you a solution. You've seen results. So when things do get hectic, just try and keep control of that one little thing. Like Oliver said in his week has been terrible, everything's been all over. So he could have used that as an excuse, but he lost weight because he kept in control of his nutrition. It's the one thing that he could still keep in control that made the rest of the week feel like it was in control, even though it was all falling apart around him. So the same is just a reminder to get your phone out and do a little bit of tracking. I know sometimes that it's a little bit of a ball ache. People getting a phone out, and like I said, we're investing monthly money into this monthly to make sure we change more on the tracking side and we improve the speed of our tracking so that we can reduce the amount of time and effort people have to go through. We want it to be quick. We don't want you to have to spend an hour navigating through. We want you to just be like, done. So you can walk away and it's not an inconvenience. But it will take time, it'll take more customers, it'll take more money, and it'll take more support, but that is our focus. So that's my reminder to you. Just for now, make sure you keep just pulling it out and going, I must still do this no matter what. It's your non-negotiable, you're just going to do it. But yeah, everything's still looking good. I wouldn't... Yeah. And a maintain is still progress. So, yeah. Let's carry on. Tracy Moxon. 1.4 kg loss this week as I do my weigh-in on Mondays. I'm feeling okay, but although I'm remaining in a calorie deficit, I feel I'm not making the best choices with regards to my meals, mainly because I've had a hectic few weeks and not organised. I understand I will not put on weight as in a deficit, but my priority is to make healthier choices as opposed to snack foods. I have brought myself an air fryer and recipe book. So these are all good things, but Tracy, like I said in the comment, you have to remember that one of the healthiest things you can do is lose weight. Whether you do that in any method, whatever method you use, losing weight is massively one of the biggest things that are, like, obviously I said if you lose 5% of your, if you're overweight and you lose 5% of your body weight, you improve your health markers by around 80%. To improve that is massive for, so it's healthy. But then on top of that, what happens is, so the more weight that you lose, the smaller your calorie allowance becomes. When your calorie allowance starts getting tighter and tighter, you actually naturally start looking at lower calorie options. And when we look at lower calorie options, they are usually fruits, vegetables, salads, lean cuts of meat and things like that. So you naturally start tidying up your food choices, because if you get down to like 1500 calories, I don't know what you're at now, but if you get down to 1500 calories, you start wanting to use them on plates that fill you up more. And plates that fill you up more are naturally vegetables, fruits, and lean cuts of meat and fish and stuff like that. So it creates a healthier plate in the long run. So each process is leading you to a healthier choice and a healthier life overall. And you should be celebrating, mate, because another 1.4 kg loss is huge. Don't let anyone tell you that's not healthy. You're doing fantastic. Oh, is that the last one? I got it done in 40 minutes. I think, yeah, it's my last one. Right, huge congratulations to everyone, because this was a massively successful week again. I hope you're all finding that the system is definitely a winner. Like, we are proving to you again now that you can lose weight and still enjoy the food you love. You can still go on holidays. You still go out with your mates. You can still have social nights, birthday parties, whatever it may be, and still lose weight. And you know that you are creating a better future for yourself by doing so. But what I'm going to do quickly again is remind you, please, if you haven't already, give this video a like. I think the highest amount of videos we've had, likes on one of our videos, is 10 on YouTube. Which is terrible for some people. But I mean, the check-in videos, the highest amount we've had is 10. I would love to beat it this week, because there's more than 10 of you getting bloody reviews and mentions on this video. So it doesn't cost you anything. Go click like, leave us a comment saying thanks Martin, see you next week, or see you in the group, or something like that. Give us a subscribe. And as always, keep the motivation coming through the group. Keep your food photos and your recipes coming. They are massive. Like, people are always like, hey, what's that? What food are you eating there? What's that? What's that recipe called? And it's massive. Like, people love to see food no matter what. I do. Everyone does. So, yeah, just keep it up. I'm extremely proud of you. Hopefully this week I'll have an update on some of the features that have been built in the background. Like I said, the group feature. So this is where if you've added... I can't remember what I said, but if you've added like butter, bread, and ham for a ham sandwich, you'll be able to group them as a ham sandwich. So next time, tomorrow, the day after, you just go ham sandwich, and it'll be loaded exactly how you made it previously. So you don't have to add 3 items in. And then we're making it completely trackable. So we'll, at the start, instead of just having generate or load, you'll have generate, track, and load. And when you click tracking, it'll just be a blank meal. So you don't have to delete our generated meal, and then you'll be able to either just add a food item like tracking item, or you'll be able to do the grouping thing I just spoke about, or you'll be able to grab a recipe. And the thing is, our recipes are all resizable. So this means at the end of the day, end of the week, end of the month, whatever, no, end of the day, if you've got like 400 calories remaining, you don't know what to eat, you get a recipe up, and it's 700 calories, you just get that one and say, right, I'll reduce it down. And don't forget, you can search by ingredients. So if you go to your fridge and go, well, I've only got chicken and sprouts in, you can type ingredients, chicken, sprouts. It'll pull up all of the recipes that contain those 2 ingredients. So then you can look at the remaining ingredients and go, I can make that one actually, or I can make that one actually. And also on top of that, if there's a recipe that you like the look of, you can... but you haven't got one of the ingredients, but you can swap it for sprouts. You can pull up any recipe you want, pull out the kale, whatever, I don't know. Click kale, click swap out for what? Sprouts, swap it in. This is how many grams of sprouts you're allowed. It'll do that automatically for you. Everything about it takes out all of the math works, simplifies everything, and just creates like... I know from tracking with other apps before, I know they'll cotton onto this if they haven't already, that when you wanted to put a recipe in, none of them had preloaded recipes, and then when they did have a preloaded recipe, they weren't resizable, so you couldn't just slide them up and down, and the ingredients all changed for you. We have that. Obviously, we're a tiny little company from Barton upon Humber in comparison to these big old nationwide or even worldwide companies. But their support group, their community is nothing like ours. So, anyway, have a good week. See you in the group in the week. Peace.